All right, so today we're going to be talking about P. Diddy and some of his recent controversies. It's a very fascinating story, I must say. I'm going to be reading through the lawsuit and talking about some of the funny parts. But first, let me give you a brief summary to start out with. So allegedly, the Diddler was diddling some dudes. This appears to be a hobby of his. It's a very interesting hobby to have. I don't know, just going out assaulting some guys. It's a peculiar hobby, all right? In more technical terms, he's being accused of hosting sex trafficking parties with underage participants. Not good. He's basically Black Epstein, right? He's essentially Epstein for rappers and athletes, whereas the real Epstein was more of a finance and politics kind of guy. But anyway, let me get into the actual lawsuit now. The lawsuit document starts out with like a basic summary of what I just described, and then it takes a pretty wild turn. On line 53, it says, throughout his time living with Mr. Combs, that's P. Diddy, Mr. Jones was the victim of constant, unsolicited, and unauthorized groping and touching of his anus by P. Diddy. Constant, unauthorized groping and touching of the anus. What a great sentence. I'm not condoning the action, by the way, especially since it's unauthorized. But what a way to, like, remove all emotion from the act. The legal speak is amazing. Also, constant? He was constantly touching this dude's anus. How constant are we talking exactly? Was it the entire day? Imagine having your butthole diddled every single day by the diddler himself, all right? That's what this lawsuit is claiming right now. Not good. That does not sound very fun, all right? I'll say that. I'll be brave enough to say that. I would not want to be in that position, so P. Diddy, knock it off. All right. From reading this story, I don't know if this was common knowledge, but apparently P. Diddy's he's a little loose in the hips. You know what I mean? He's a little loose in the wrist too. He's culturally European. You know what I'm saying? Also, I recorded that part a little bit later. I added that in. I just noticed my hair looks better than it did earlier. Unfortunately, I'm going to go back to being unattractive and hideous looking in all these other clips, so goodbye. You can look at the worst version of me now. Peace out. I'm going to demonstrate unauthorized touching and groping of the anus on this teddy bear, just so you guys have a visual of what's going on. This is an educational channel after all, right? So here's what the academics call the anus. It's right over here. Allow me to simulate unauthorized groping of it. So that's what was going on, all right? I also have this Caucasian bear, which I'll use later, just so, people don't think I'm discriminating. Line 55 then states, in addition to the unsolicited and unauthorized touching, Mr. Jones was forced by P. Diddy to work in the Diddler's bathroom, as the Diddler walked around naked and showered in a clear glass enclosure. What is this guy doing? He's just making dudes stay in the bathroom with him while he's butt naked. In the shower, he's naked. Butt naked, actually. His parts are sticking out, and he's just watching some guy clean his countertop. I don't know. I don't understand what satisfaction he's getting from that, but apparently this is what he's into. So the Diddler also has a chief of staff called KK, who apparently enables this stuff. When Rodney Jones tried to complain to her about this, she was like, Sean will be Sean, right? The Diddler's gonna diddle, dude. What do you think he's gonna do? Also, I thought chief of staff was like a politics thing. Apparently, predators get chiefs of staff too. So that's a new thing I found out. The document also says that P. Diddy would suddenly get butt naked and start walking around his house with people inside of it. Also, I don't know why he's doing that, but you know what? That's what he does. If he has consent, it's okay. But he did not have consent, just so you guys know, allegedly. Line 58 then states that KK also attempted to downplay P. Diddy's groping of Mr. Jones' anus and genitals as friendly horseplay, stating that those acts were P. Diddy's way of showing you that he likes you. Why? I think P. Diddy might actually stand for Penis Diddler. I think that might actually be what his name is. I'm going to demonstrate once again on this bear. So this is where his genitalia would be, as the article demonstrates. Just so you guys know what's good. These are very technical terms you guys might not know. So this is what P. Diddy was doing. All right, now that makes sense to you guys. Now, most people know about this, but the document also talks about how P. Diddy throws these insane parties. The document refers to them as freak-out parties, and how he holds compromising footage of every person who's attended his parties. He's literally Black Epstein, by the way. It also alleges that the Penis Diddler thinks he's above the law because he has all this blackmail, no pun intended, on these people, so no one can rat him out because he has all this info on them. Later on in the document, it starts rehashing some of the earlier stories I mentioned while providing more details. So remember how I was asking how constant the groping actually was? The unauthorized groping, of course, and the touching of the anus. Well, apparently it happened from October 2022 to October 2023. 365 days of unauthorized groping and touching of the anus. Now, I'm not victim blaming here. I'm not victim blaming. I'll be honest. I barely read through this document. I was just looking for the word anus for the most part. I skimmed through it, but how do you keep living with this guy after like 2 days of this happening? 2 times and I'm gone, all right? I will be homeless instead of this. But I'm not victim blaming, by the way, just so you guys know. It also once again describes the anus touching, but this time it says that P Diddy violently gripped and palmed Mr. Jones' anus and crotch without consent. All right, I'm going to demonstrate on the Caucasian bear now. Here's the white bear. All right, so he violently gripped the crotch and the anus. All right, so let's get that in frame. That's violence, all right? This is what he was doing. Let's say it's standing up straight, so you'd be like, hey, what's up, bro? That's what he was doing. I mean, it makes sense on a stuffed animal, because, like, my hand can, like, it can grab both the crotch and the anus. But think about, like, how would you do that to a person, right? Because do I have small hands? Like, how would you grab both the crotch and the anus? It doesn't really make sense. How big are his hands? You know, these are the important questions. The journalist should be on this. The crotch and the anus are on opposite sides of the body, right? It doesn't make sense for that to work. Like on a stuffed animal, it might work, but on a person? Is Rodney Jones small, or does P. Diddy just have gigantic hands? I don't know. How would you grip and palm them with one hand, right? That is the question people need to answer right now. Also, how do you let this happen? I'm not victim blaming. Obviously, the diddler shouldn't be diddling, right? That shouldn't be happening. But how strong is his grip where you, like, can't get away? If I'm talking to this bear and I grip its crotch and anus, how strong is his grip where the bear cannot turn around and run away? That's what I need to know, right? This is journalism. All right, I'll stop. I'm going to get my channel ruined, all right? I need more subscribers. I can't be talking about this. Yeah, and then at some point, there was a Homeland Security Raid. I think this is the part everyone heard about. Homeland Security basically raided all of his houses. I think they took all the footage, which, first of all, why was he recording all that stuff? I wish they're not going to release it, but I do want to see, just for scientific purposes, the violent gripping and palming of the crotch and anus. Because, first of all, gripping, all right, so gripping, I've already talked about how gripping doesn't make sense because the crotch and the anus are on 2 opposite sides of the body, but palming, right? Palming is what's also getting me, because is it like a basket? Is it like this? Was he holding Mr. Jones like this? Is that what was happening? I don't know exactly what went on, but these are important questions. But yeah, Homeland Security raided them, so that's something. I've spent most of this video talking about crotches and anuses, but I think that's what the people want to hear. I should also end this by saying that anything I've said in this video is a hyperbolic, but also some literal quotes from the lawsuit. He has not been convicted yet, so P. Diddy's lawyers, P. Diddy himself, do not come for me. These are all alleged claims, right? I don't want P. Diddy to come grab my crotch and anus. I don't want this. I hope the footage of the bears doesn't come back to bite me, all right? But yeah, that's this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I need more than 109 subscribers, all right? I need more, all right? You guys need to do your part, all right? I can't be the only one putting in effort here.